Hi, this is Anand from designtheway.com, and in this video I will show you how I would convert a unique looking post into a reusable template using the single post template feature of Elementor. I'm creating this video because I've been receiving many personal messages from my readers regarding a particular layout of this post. It's a comprehensive guide on creating websites on various platforms like WordPress, Drupal, Joomla, and other popular website builders. If you haven't checked it, please go and check it out. I hope you will like it too. I'll add the link in the description below. Now let's see how we can create this type of layout. Before moving on, I would like to add a little disclaimer regarding the design. The layout you see here is an adaptation from the original design used by Brian Dean of Backlinko. This is his design. I've added my personal touch to it only. So my layout is an adaptation rather than a creation. Getting back to the layout, even Brian gets comments from his readers regarding this particular layout, as you can see here. So I thought, why not create a video on showing how to create this type of layout? But the problem is both mine and Brian's layout are custom coded, and it would take hours if not days to create a custom layout like this. So alternatively, I will show you how to create a reusable layout like this using Elementor, so you can come up with your own ultimate guide post. I'll add the template download link in the description below for you to use. Enough talking, let's get right into it. I'm in the dashboard and using the free version of Astro theme. You can use any theme you want. Moving on to the plugin section, I have Classic Editor, Elementor, and Elementor Pro. You need Elementor Pro to follow along this video. Let's check the layout first. First of all, don't get overwhelmed by the sheer length of this post. As you can see, it's a huge post with lots of content. So let's divide our task into small parts first. Basically, we need two things. First, an unique single post template for this post, and second, the post layout itself. So let's create a blank post for now and the single post template. Back to dashboard, post, add new, and now add a name. I'll name it the ultimate guide post. We will work on the content later. Let's hit publish. Let's view the post. This is our post. Now let's create the single post template. For that, go to Elementor, My Templates. Now click on the Add New Template. Choose the template type. I'll choose single. Then select the post type as post. And now add the template name. I'll name it Ultimate Guide Template and hit Create Template. Close this window as I don't want to use any pre-designed templates. Now let's check the layout once more. I want to let you know my original post structure is completely different from what we are about to create. It's no brainer because it's not an Elementor. And I had created this post even before I started using Elementor. And perhaps I'm too lazy to convert it now. No, on a serious note, my current structure is working perfectly and I don't want to fix something which isn't broken. But one notable difference will be I'll keep the post title in the post itself which isn't the case with my layout. Why I'm going to do that? I'll get back to it in a bit. Let's see the overall structure of this page. As you can see, we have the post content in full width, then we have a related post section and an author box, and all of them are inside a white container, and we have a comment section outside of it. Let's create this basic structure first. To make a similar layout, we need to create nested sections. For that, I will use inner section. Let's add it now. We only need one column, so I'll delete one, hover over and right click, click delete. And in the main container, I will set the column gap to no gap and set the background color to light gray. Now in the inner section, add post content. Nothing showing up because we have a blank post. Back to the element section. Let's add the author box. And now let's add the post comment below the inner section. I've ignored the related post section because I do not have multiple posts. As you saw in the layout, the author section, related post and the content all are within a white container. For that, I will add a background color to this container. Go to styles, background, and let's add a white background to it. Let's preview the template. Yeah, we have the template as we wanted. Let's publish it. Now we need to tell Elementor where this template will be used. Let's assign it to the blank post we created earlier. Click add condition, include, change all singular to all posts, and from all drop down here type the name of your post. I have named it Ultimate Guide Post and hit publish. Now let's preview it. So we have our single post template ready. Let's move on to the next task, which is the post layout. Let's check the design once again. Now let's divide the entire post into small manageable sections so we can create a better workflow. If we closely see the layout, we will find it only has few unique sections and rest are just slight modification of them. So following this pattern, we need to create this top section. Let's call it top section. Then we can call this chapter section, where the chapters are listed. We can call this chapter intro. This is the default section, so we'll name it default section. This one has a title, so we'll call this title section. This section has an icon with the title, so let's name it icon title section. This is just a copy of the previous section with different background color. We have another chapter intro. So basically we need to copy the previous section and change the content and BG. Let's scroll down to check if we have any more unique sections left. All are similar. This one is unique. where the topic starts, let's call it topic intro section. Then we have this small block where small notes are given. Let's name it hints block. I think we have covered all the unique section. Now let's create these sections first, and then I'll show you how to use them to create the actual layout. Back to our post, click edit post. Now edit with Elementor. Let's close this preview window. Now if you check the main design here, you will see we have a single column containing the title and two columns with some text and image within one container. Let's create this section. Once again we need to use inner section, so let's drag it here. For the title section I only need one column, so I'll delete one, right click and delete. For the title I will use post title widget to keep the title dynamic. And now for the content I will use another inner section, and this time I will keep both columns. First I will use text editor and we'll add some dummy content from here. And for the right column, for the image, I will use image widget. Let's choose the image. I've added some image from the original post here. Let's insert it. Let's set the image size to full and let's align it to center. Now the original post has a blue background for the container, a border below the title, and all texts are white. Let's do this. Let's add a background color first. Select the main container, style, let's add a background color. I will choose this blue for now. See how easily you can change the background color. This is the reason why I have kept the title in the post section rather than in the template. So we can control the section in a better way. If you have another post like this, you can change the BG color easily with this layout. Otherwise you have to target page ID with custom CSS. Let's continue styling it. Now we'll set the text color to white. As you can see, the title color hasn't changed, so I need to change it in the title widget itself. Let's go to the title and style and then change the text color to white. I also need to adjust the font size and others. Let's click on the typography, set the font size to 25px, weight to bold, and in the content section I will set it to align center. I will keep the tag to h1 because this is the page title. I forgot to set the title to uppercase. Get back to the typography again and set the transform to uppercase. Now the entire container has some padding. Let's add some padding to it. Select the main container, go to advanced and set the padding to. Now let's set the border to the main title. Click on this section. Let's go to style, click border, border type solid, unlink this, border bottom 1px, set the color to black and the transparency to 0.15. in the advanced tab, let's set the padding bottom to 35 px and margin bottom to 40 px. And for this section, the font size is a little bigger than the rest of the content, so let's go to the style and typography. Set the font size to 21 px. To keep the content and image vertically centered, let's go to the container and set the content position to middle. It will keep the content and image vertically centered aligned. So we have our top section ready. Let's update the page and let's preview it. It looks beautiful. But we have a problem here. As you can see, we have some extra padding here. We need to fix this. Let's go back to the single post editor and select this white container and set the column gap to no gap. This should fix the issue. Let's preview it once more. That's it, the padding is gone. So the top section is ready. Moving on, we have the chapter section. It's a bit more complex layout. Here we have one column, then a 3-column section, then another 1-column section, and then another section with the content in the middle. Let's see how we can create this section. Let's drag another inner section. I need just 1 column. Right click, delete. Let's add a title and change the text to contents. Let's center align it. Go to style, change the typography to 25 px. Weight to bold, and let's adjust some margin and padding. Looks good. Let's add another inner section. This time we need 3 column. So let's right click on this and add a new column. For the content, I will use image box. Let's add an image. Change the title to chapter 1. And I will reduce the text to just a single small line. Let me quickly adjust the style a bit. I think it looks good. Now let's quickly duplicate this block. Right click, duplicate. Let's drag it one here and another here. Let's quickly change the content. Now I will duplicate the title and drag it down here. Change the content. Let's make another copy of it. I will quickly adjust the text and styling. I think it looks good. Now let's duplicate this entire 3-column section. Now drag it to the bottom. All I need is to delete this block and then this one and change the content. Now let's set a background color and some padding to the main container. Styles, background color, change the color to something like this, and we'll add the same padding as the top section. I think it looks good. Let's preview it. It looks good, but I think the title needs to be a little bigger. Let's check with the design. Yeah, we need to adjust the title a bit. Let's go to the title and change the font size to 35px. Perfect. Let's update the page. Next we have the chapter intro section. It's very much similar to the top section, so I'll fast forward the video to save some time and we'll discuss the changes. We are back. This is our chapter intro. I made a copy of the top section and replaced the post title widget with a couple of normal title widgets. And for the text, I've removed the font size so it can take the theme's default font size. Let's see what's next. We have few very similar sections, so I'll fast forward the video once more to create those. Back again. I have created 3 more sections, but before moving on, I would like to mention that I made a small adjustment to the previous section. I've set the column gap to no gap in the main container of each section to keep the layout consistent. Now let's quickly see the new section settings. They're very straightforward. This is the default section with same padding in a single column. Now for the title section, once again I've made a copy of the chapter intro and adjusted the title and BG. For this one, everything is same except I've used icon box instead of the normal title widget. We have made the majority of the sections we talked about earlier. Now let's create this hinge block. For this I will use icon box once again and quickly adjust some settings. So we have managed to create all the small sections which will help us in creating the layout. To create a new section, all we need is to duplicate a section, then change the content and style according to our requirement. Now let's see how we can manage this layout. A pro tip for managing layout in an organized way is to use the navigator tool. To use it, right click and click on navigator. With this tool, you can navigate through sections by clicking on them like this. And you can even drag and drop sections to rearrange. This is a very handy feature, especially when you have a really long layout where dragging elements become difficult within the page. You can even rename your section within the navigator tool. This makes the layout management even more efficient. So let's quickly rename our sections. Now that we have created all the small sections, I'll show you how the navigator tool will help you in creating the layout. I've left this topic intro section on purpose for this particular reason. Let's see this. It's similar to the chapter intro, just need to swap the image and content. So let's do this. Head over to the navigator tool, right click on chapter intro and click duplicate. Let's drag it to the bottom. Let's quickly change some style. See how easily you can create a section by duplicating them. So to respect your time and keep the template flexible, I'm not going to create the entire layout here. Beside that, I think we have created all the sections which will help you in creating your own ultimate guide layout. Just few more things before closing out. Let's quickly check the layout in responsive mode. It looks good, but I think we need to make some padding adjustment to all the sections. Let's do it. I think for this section one column would look better. Select the column and set the width to 100. One design tip, let's flip the image up to make it look even better. To do that, select the container, go to the Advanced tab, Responsive, and reverse the column for both tablet and mobile. Let's quickly adjust the remaining sections. Let's check it in mobile view. Perfect. Our layout looks great in responsive mode too. One final thing before closing. Let's link the chapter to the corresponding sections so users can jump to the chapter directly. To do that, select the container and add an ID to the section like this. Now add the same ID with hashtag in the image box URL like this. Now let's see it in action. Great, it's working perfectly. Let's update the page. Give yourself a pat on the back. We have made it. You can download this template from the link in the description below. This is it for this video. I hope you have learned something new today. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section below. We'll be happy to help you. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.